Which is great because, Natalie, you made it in without getting wet out there.
I did. I ran in between the raindrops.
So that's perfect timing. We've got Tobin, Ramon, and Barber joining us, Natalie Barber. And today we're talking about ways that people really can protect their kids through estate planning, through inheritance, and all the legal and things you need to do now to make sure there's no headaches later. What's kind of the thing that you want people to know the most about ways to protect your kids with their estate?
So you need to have a plan. It doesn't necessarily have to be a fancy trust. People are talking a lot about trust these days because with the kids, to protect them, that actually takes place in the will.
Okay.
Sometimes people will add a trust if they've got extensive assets. Frankly, if you're a homeowner, you're a good candidate for a trust. But where we do the protection or where we set potential guardians for minor children, if we pass away and we've got a kid or kids under 18, we do that in the will.
Okay.
We make our preferences known now so that later, when we can't tell people because we're either incapacitated or passed away, they know ahead of time.
Okay, that's a huge piece. So for a lot of folks, does estate planning truly start with the will? Is that something you see?
Yes, I would say that's the foundation of everything because it's not, do I need a will or a trust? It's, do I need a trust in addition to my will?
That makes a lot of sense. So you start with that first piece and then you go into the next, which is that trust we keep talking about.
Yes.
Why would someone want to add that on to their estate planning?
So to explain it in somewhat of a non-legal manner, so it actually makes sense.
Yes.
And it isn't too boring because I don't want you to fall asleep on this rainy day.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep. It's interesting.
Oh, goodness. So with the will, you say where you have guardians for the kids. You can, in the will, say where stuff goes when you die. But if you add a trust, which is about a 16 to 30 page document, we change that will into what's called a pour-over will, and it becomes more of a cover letter, and it says, here's my name, here's who I'm related to, here are my nominations for guardians, if I need them, for my kids under 18, if I die during that time, and then I pour everything over into my trust. And then the trust is where the magic happens ahead of time so that you don't have to, at your death, if you don't have a trust, have the will filed with the courthouse, do a 6-month court case. It's what we call probate.
Oh, yeah. So that is a huge incentive to not go through probate.
Yeah.
For people who've never had to experience it, why is it such a headache for people to go through?
I would say time, money, and delays.
Okay.
So probate is a court case. It's the true original way that the law sets out to administrate your estate. So a trust is like a shortcut that us lawyers have come up with throughout the years, where probate is like the OG. It's like the original way that you have to do it. And so you have to file the will at the courthouse. You have to have everything tied up for 6 months as we let that claims period expire. You have to publish in the newspaper. You have to give notice through the probate process, not the trust process, but probate. You have to give notice to everyone who's related to you, whether they're in that will or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and probate has this like interesting way of saying, and if you want to make a fuss, even though you probably don't have a claim, because there's very limited claims you can actually make on an estate.
Yeah.
Like you can't just be like, I don't like the will, so I should be
Take
in it.
it.
Yeah, it all has to do with incapacity and like, did I know what I was doing when I signed the will? But anyway, the probate process, even for what I would call frivolous claims, it makes it really easy. Like there's literally a cover sheet. You get a copy of the will because I'm like the child of the person that died.
Yeah.
And it says, if you want to contest this probate, here's exactly how you do it. So I would say probate causes issues procedurally where substantively there isn't an issue. But
Yeah.
probate makes it easy for people to make a fuss.
Oh, okay, so that really can come into play too. Maybe you have some complex assets and there's a lot of moving parts maybe in your estate. Would it be probably best course to talk with someone about doing a trust?
Yes, I would say come make an appointment, come sit and talk with me, especially on a rainy day like this. What else are you gonna do? Farmers are not out in the fields, come on.
Yeah.
And it's free to sit down and talk with me, and a little bit of what we touched on today, I sit and give you your own private estate planning seminar, and I
that's
explain
awesome.
this is what a trust is, this is what a will is, and we haven't even touched on, which I could if somebody came and met with me, powers of attorney. So
That is also a huge piece with guardianship, and powers of
Yes.
attorney plays a big role in that. Briefly explain that to people,
Yeah.
just so they have vaguely the idea of what we're even talking about.
So an estate plan covers your whole life. It's a document suite. It's a set of documents for whatever life throws at you that you can handle. So wills and trusts are for when you're dead. Powers of attorney for property and health care, that's for during your life. because you may need some help during your
Yeah,
life.
especially if you're sick or incapacitated, all
Yeah.
of that falls
Or just
under it.
convenience. Like let's say we sell our house and I'm working all day, I'm here, I'm on the news, I'm doing whatever. I can't go to the real estate closing. Well, my husband, through our estate planning, he's my power of attorney for finance. He can go and sign my name.
there
So
you
just
go.
pure convenience.
And a lot of people don't start thinking about that until maybe their parents are older and they start having these discussions. But you can do it at really any point in your life.
Yes, and you should do it early on and you should review it often because the only way it works is that if you plan for the worst, hope for the best. When you're in the situation, you can't go back in time and say, oh, this is who I would want
Absolutely.
to handle
Yeah.
things when I'm in this situation where I can't speak for myself. You got to do it ahead of time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate it. And if you have any questions about trusts, wills, estate planning, Tobin, Ramon, and Barber, they are more than happy to answer all your questions, get you updated and educated on things that maybe have changed. So you can go to tobinramon.com, take a look at their website, or give them a call, 815-544-0316, and they will happily help you out. Once again, thanks for being here with us, Natalie. We appreciate it. And we'll be back after the break.